Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 28th of November 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, just a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel here, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we update on a daily basis. So feel free to visit us here and check out our analysis. So, but for now, guys, let's jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is the CAC40. So I looked at this one last week, and basically, I just wanted to quickly have a recap on this one, what's happening here with this French index. So basically, yesterday, we had a nice push higher, but as you can see, still the index ended the day in the negative territory. So today we're kind of running flat here, but what's more important here is, of course, that overall we are still trading above this upside support line, tentative of course a little bit, but this medium term upside support line taken from the low of the 15th of August. So yeah, it's kind of leading, is showing us the direction where the index could be heading to, but again, from the very short-term perspective, you can see that yesterday the index kind of failed to move towards this high that we saw here on the 19th of November near the 5,967 mark. So in a way, how we could play this one out is, of course, for now we're just going to remain neutral, because on one hand, yes, it is still pushing higher, it's still trading above its 21-day EMA here on the daily chart. So and of course there is still a possibility for this one to move higher, but on the other hand, given that it is already quite overstretched to the upside even on the daily chart, looking at this formation here, it seems that it could be forming somewhat of a double top here. So of course we're not gonna jump into this idea straight away, because in order to have a double top, not only that we need to see these two tops here, but also we need to see a break of the neckline, the so-called neckline here. So only then the pattern would be confirmed, and we could see these further declines here. But for now, you can see that it's stuck here in a way. Even if, let's say, if it reverses back to the upside, now this is where we could kind of probably skip the double top idea for now, or should I say in general, because we would be forming ourselves a nice ascending triangle. But again, that's a bit of me getting ahead of myself for now. Basically, guys, of course, given that we managed to reverse from this area right here near the 5,947 zone, now the index is kind of drifting a little bit lower, but in order to get comfortable with lower areas, well, ideally we would need to see a drop below this level right here, and roughly around here. We'll start looking at the 5,860 mark, but just to get a little bit more confident with the downside, a drop below the low of the 21st of November, and that's near the 5,834 mark. So in a way, keep your eyes on this zone here, on this support zone. If we see a drop below this, then this could lead the index towards a deeper correction, because still, as long as it remains above this upside line, we cannot really talk about any kind of let's say reversal sign here to the downside, because this upside line would need to be broken first. So any pullback towards this upside line could be still considered as part of a larger correction. So that's why, guys, keep your eyes on this one. In terms of the upside, we'll take a very conservative approach here and wait for a push above the 5,967 zone before examining higher levels, because this way the index would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, more buyers could be jumping in here. Another interesting index, another European interesting index, and that's the EuroStoxx50. So looking at this one here, you can see that basically the index is kind of also could be forming somewhat of a double top here. It's currently getting held near this key area of resistance, near the 3,720 mark. We're going to keep a close eye on this one, because if it pushes higher above this, then of course, the other obstacle to consider is this high of the 19th of November as well, the 3,733 mark. But if that gets broken, then yep, we could see this one drifting further north. For now, we're gonna keep just stay put here, just continue observing this one, if we get a push through both of these barriers, then yes, we will aim for higher levels. But again, let's keep an idea here of a possible double top as well. But in order to get excited with lower areas, a drop below the 3,651 zone would be required, because this way, this is the low of the 21st of November, and this way the index would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and we could target slightly lower areas. The only problem with the lower areas, the same as with the CAC40, is that we do have this also upside support line running from the low of the 15th of August, and in a way any move lower here up until this line could be seen as part of a larger correction. So that's why, guys, for now, let's keep an eye on these two levels here on the top, the 3,720 and the 3,733. If we get a push above this, then yep, we will aim for higher levels. But if these two continue to hold the index down, then well, we could see maybe a bit of correction here, but again, short term only. Bitcoin now, something that we look at very often, of course, and for those who like to trade the cryptos. Now, I've jumped back into a 4-hour chart on this one, and I'm looking at the Coinbase exchange here. So after we had a nice drift lower here, and after finding support near this level right here, and let me just quickly mark this one on the chart, after finding support around the 6,526 mark, the crypto started drifting higher. Initially, it was a sharp move higher, but then the most important thing is here that we're seeing on a shorter time frame is that we had a nice pop to the upside, created this pole, then flagged out, then pushed higher again, and now it's flagging out again, and in a way it increases the chances of a further move higher. In a way, don't get me wrong, we could see a bit of a drift lower here, but also what somebody else is seeing here is an inverted head and shoulders pattern as well. So basically we do have ourselves a nice neckline around here near the 7,374-75 mark, and in a way the crypto could drift a little bit lower, test the neckline from above here, and then reverse and push higher. If you're more on the cautious side, you could in a way just wait for a push above the yesterday's high near the 7,678 zone, and this way we could start aiming for higher levels. For now, we're just going to stay put here. We're not going to do anything, although there are a lot of signals that are leaning pushing us towards the upside. But again, we need some confirmation breaks first. Also, don't get me wrong, if this decides to drop below the so-called neckline here, keep the last resort for the bulls to step in could be around this upside support line taken from the low of the 25th of November. So for now, this upside line is only a tentative one because we do have only 2 touches, but in a way this could reverse back to the upside and push higher again. So, or in a way, we could see what we have seen happening before. It's a false breakout where we could see a test of this upside line and then a reversal back to the upside. So, yep, guys, for now, everything's kind of leaning more towards the upside, but to be on the safe side, you could in a way just wait for a push above the yesterday's high and then target the upside. For now, the level that we're going to be targeting on the upside here is, of course, the area near this low, near the 7,980 zone, and then just slightly above that, we do have the 200 EMA, which could also get tested, and roughly the area to watch around there could be around the 8,150 mark. So let's keep an eye on this one. NZDUSD. So I talked about this this pair this week, and basically this is a very interesting setup right now here, and we are getting into a squeeze. The pair is trading above three tentative upside lines. So one being the one taken from the 1st of October, then the other one, a slightly steeper one, is taken from the low of the 16th of October, and the steepest one is, and the shortest one is taken from the low of the 12th of November. So currently, the pair is testing this upside, the shortest one. I've talked about this pair this week, and basically we're saying that if we get a drop below this upside line, then in a way this increases the chances of a further drift lower, but only up until this middle one, this middle upside line, which could provide some support initially. But if that fails, of course, then yep, a break of it could lead towards a test of this upside line here, the longest one here. And yep, we could take it from there then after that. But for now, all eyes are on the shortest one here. Even if, let's say, if it holds and we get a nice rebound from it to the upside here, then still the more comfortable level for us to start considering higher levels is a break above this 0.6436 mark, and only then we will aim for slightly higher levels. We're not going to drag this one too much to the upside. We're just going to target initially the highest point of November near the 0.6466 mark, and then we'll take it from there. USDCAD. Now, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, and basically overall it's still trading above this upside support line taken from the low of the 29th of October. So yes, all looks good here for the buyers. The only thing is, of course, keep your eyes on this little pattern right here, and let me just quickly put this one on the chart, guys. So let me zoom in as well a little bit. Now we could be getting ourselves a somewhat of a falling channel right now here, guys. So that's something to keep an eye on. So for now, yes, it is drifting lower. In a way, it could still drift lower, but if it starts breaking the upper bound of this falling channel and then pushes above this level right here near the 1.3328 mark, which is the high of the 20th of November, or in other words, the highest point of November, and then yep, we will aim for some further upside. But again, at this point in time, we are going to remain neutral because it's a very tricky spot. On one hand, we do have ourselves a falling channel, and on the other hand, we still are trading above this upside support line. So in a way, again, guys, for now, be very careful. If it starts dropping below the 1.3250 mark right here, then this is where it could become a little bit more interesting for the sellers, and then we could start targeting levels like the 1.3176, or just slightly above that, the 1.3183. Let me just double check, 86 as well. So there we go. So yep, this is going to be our target if we see a drop below the 1.3251 zone, and then yep, we will take it from there. EURJPY. Now, also something quite interesting. So overall, of course, the pair is drifting higher. It is trading above this little tentative, short-term tentative upside support line here, taken from the, let me just quickly put this one on the chart, taken from the low of the 14th of November. But also you can see that it is trading above this or should I say, sorry, it's still trading below this key area of resistance near the 120.58 zone, or in a way you could round it up towards the 60 mark. So for now, guys, we're going to keep an eye on this one because in a way we could be getting ourselves a nice ascending triangle here. Of course, don't get me wrong, it's still maybe too early to talk about a triangle here because we still would like to see this one drifting back down, then maybe testing this upside support line and then reversing and pushing back to the upside. So in a way it does have some room here to maneuver, but if it suddenly, let's say, starts breaking this level here straight away, the 120.60, now if we do get a nice daily close above this level, now this is where it could become exciting for the buyers, and we could see the pair drifting further north, and we could potentially target the 121.11-12 zone, roughly around here, marked by the high of the 7th of November. Of course, above that we do have some good levels as well, but again, for now the main focus will fall on this barrier right here. And let me just quickly put this one on the chart. There we go. Because if it, let's say, holds, then we could see that idea that happening, with the one that I've talked about, where we could see a reversal here, a drop lower, a test of this upside line, and maybe if it holds we could see a nice rebound and a push higher. But again, yep, be very careful here, guys. Near this 120.60 level, let's see how it plays out near this area. If we get a nice daily close above it, then yep, we will aim for higher levels. But if this area continues to hold, we could see some a bit of correction here to the downside. So let's see how this is going to play out. Euro dollar. Now, I talked about this one this morning, and you can see that the pair is kind of moving a little bit sideways here. So this is what I was talking, that for now we're just gonna continue observing the price action here. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna keep an eye on this one, and basically for us to consider further declines, a drop below the 1.0989 level would be required. For now, we're just not gonna do anything here. Even with the upside, we would like to see a push above, at least a push above the 1.1043 mark in order to consider a possible move higher. But to get comfortable with the upside, well, a push above the 1.1093 level would be needed. So keep your eyes on this, guys. Let's see how this is going to play out. But again, for now, we're neutral on the euro dollar. Okay, guys, I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching it till the end. If you want to join me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Trader's Espresso, that's 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, I hope you have a beautiful trading day, guys. If you're still trading, if you're done for today, have a wonderful evening. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow at my Trader's Espresso at 7 o'clock GMT. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.